Greetings and salutations, everyone. This is Comic Book Hangover. It is a new week, which means it's time for a new weekly haul, weekly review video. This is we're in the 130s as far as the number of videos I have done. I've been able to do these videos every week, pretty much without fail for over 2 years now. It's been crazy. It's been a lot of fun too. So I appreciate everybody who joins me every week and just enjoys what I do here. I know I've scaled back greatly on the number of videos that I do because adding all that new stuff was a little bit of a headache, and I'm trying to get my comic room organized, trying to get life organized a little bit so that I can get back into doing more videos and having more content on my channel. So that said, let's jump into some of the books that I picked up last week, and as always, in no particular order. And some of these I may not have a whole lot to say about, but it is what it is. Let's just jump into it. So first up is going to be this one here. This is Power Rangers Universe number 2. And basically, I just want to talk about, I love these covers. I know there are variant covers for these. I'm okay with not getting any of the variant covers. See if I can get over on this side. There we go. That's a little bit better. I don't need the variant covers. I like these covers. Each one is going to represent a different color ranger, and I think that's great. Inside, the story is still, it's still kind of a mess. It's hard to really follow who's who and what exactly is going on. It is sort of starting to fall together. The pieces are starting to come together a little bit more. This one here, and this, this may be a slight spoiler, but this is essentially was billed as the origin of the Phantom Ranger. But we're also getting the origin of where the colors came from for the Power Rangers themselves, and actually the origin of where the power coins come from, and it's all in this book. So we're getting more than just that. We're also getting more name dropping of Dark Spectre, who, I never really watched the Rangers when Dark Spectre was on there. So to me, Lord Zed is the ultimate evil, but apparently Dark Spectre may be more evil than he is. So if you're interested in some of the history of the Rangers, this is definitely a book to pick up. If you're looking for some great covers, like these covers here, honestly would be great if you are an autograph hound, because you could take these sort of books and get the different iterations of the Rangers' signatures on them. It'd be kind of cool. But it's a fun book. Like I said, the only problem that I really have with it is that it's kind of hard to follow as far as like art. And I think it also may be because these are new characters. I have no idea who really any of these people are. So as the story progresses, you kind of as you get more familiar with them, the story may be more maybe more entertaining as the story progresses. So next up, check my stack here. Okay, next up is Death of Doctor Strange number 5. Now Doctor Strange does come back in this, but he doesn't stay for very long, and this does set up the new Strange series where Clea of the Dark Dimension takes over as the Sorcerer Supreme of the Marvel 616, the main universe. So it was a fun read. It wrapped everything up rather nicely. It leads into what's going on with Clea. We do get there's a really interesting moment actually in this where Wong and some of the other magicians of the Marvel universe are getting together to keep everybody where they're supposed to be, so the old school Doctor Strange can do what he wants to do. But the one thing that really struck me as kind of weird is you've got, looks like Doctor Doom right there, and I can't imagine. I guess I could see Doctor Doom helping Doctor Strange, because I imagine that Latveria was probably under siege as well, and his way of asking for help without actually asking for help would be to aid Wong in helping old school Strange stop all this nonsense from happening. But overall, aside from a really nice cover, that's a really nice cover. Aside from that cover, you do get a good wrap up. They do wrap up the story rather nicely. And like I said, it leads into Clea's first ongoing series, which I am kind of excited about. I think I've got that on my pull list, the first issue for it. So I'm going to check it out, see where it goes. Now, before we get into that, that's all. Actually, we've got Robin here, also came out. The Lazarus tournament thing is over with, so we're getting basically kind of an origin of Ra's al Ghul, or Ra's al Ghul, however you want to pronounce it. We're getting an origin of him essentially in this, so it's still good. It's picking up. It's unfortunate though that it's gonna kind of get sucked into the Shadow War event that all the Bat books are going to be doing, and since I have no interest in buying Batwoman and Batgirls and Batman and you know all the other numerous books that this is going to be crossing over, since I have no interest in that, I'm going to be dropping Robin at least through this event. I may or may not go back to it, as I've said before. So now, before I get into the books I picked up this week, if you're enjoying what I'm doing, and I have been doing this, like I said, nonstop for over 2 years, go ahead, like, comment, please subscribe. I got a new subscriber. I'm sorry I didn't catch your name, but thank you for joining us. Thank you for jumping on board. Hit that notification button so you know when I got videos coming out. I am getting in the habit of doing these in advance, so that notification button does come in handy. So let's jump into this week's books. Starting off with actually one of the rare back issues that I picked up, and it's only because it has nothing to do with the cover. It's just because it's a Marvel fanfare book, and I am trying to get as many of the Marvel fanfare books as I can, along with Marvel Age, for no other reason than just because it gives me something to do with back issues. So moving on, we got this massive 80-page giant for Geiger. This does set up this Johnny something or other. There's characters in here that there's a lot of stuff going on in this, but this sets up some of the other characters that exist in the Geiger universe, because they wanted to expand it, sort of like how they're expanding the Radiant Black line. We've got Radiant Sun and Radiant Red or something like that. We got these other books coming out, so they're expanding that universe. They're doing the same thing with Geiger. I don't know how long I'm going to be on board for it, because there seems to be a lot of stuff coming. But Geiger's an interesting character. I like this cover, so I figured, you know, what the heck, why not? And also in the category of what the heck, why not? And also because I'm a fan of the Monkey King movies. I do have a couple of them. DC has this 12-issue maxi series called The Monkey Prince. Apparently this character made his debut in some Asian Celebration DC one-shot they did last year that I completely overlooked because I have no interest in those books, but I may try to get it now. I only know that this kind of follows the myth of the Monkey King, but it's a kid in Gotham City, or around somewhere in the DC universe. It is written by somebody who, I understand, has an understanding of Chinese culture, which does come in handy because these sort of things, the Monkey King is very much a culture-specific character and concept, a myth, a legend, an icon. So you can't have somebody who isn't intimately knowledgeable with the character and its history write a comic book about it, because it'll just be a huge, massive mess. So I'm hoping that this is good. Like I said, I've enjoyed the Monkey King movies. I have a couple of them. He's a really fun character, a really interesting concept. I kind of feel bad calling him a character, because I know he's very important in Chinese mythology, but you know, it's a really interesting concept. We'll put it that way. So I'm curious about this one. Whether or not I'll collect the entire 12-issue run remains to be seen. I will be judging it solely based on this first issue, because you know I've got other books coming out. Ghost Rider, She-Hulk is already out. Ghost Rider. We got Strange, and you know just this Radiant Sun, Radiant Black expansion. So next up, I really like this cover. Got Noctera number 7. So I'm really very much looking forward to reading that one. And finally, this was a small week, and I think next week's going to be a pretty small week for me as well. Basilisk number 7, book 7, whatever you want to call it. But this has been a really good read. So that's it. You know, probably one of the shorter videos I've done, but those are all the books I picked up this week. You know, Robin's still a good read, but, you know, with that big event, you know, Marvel and DC, you always do this. You always introduce a great book with a cool character, and then you toss them into an event before the book actually has had a chance to find its own footing. I know it's been out for almost a year now, but its first year has been dominated by one story. So we haven't been able to really see Damian thrive in his own series. So it's unfortunate, but, you know, hopefully after this whole Shadow War thing ends, I'll be able to come back to the book and, you know, hit the ground running with it, and I may grab the Shadow War in trade paperback so I can find out what the hell that's all about. But anyway, that's it. That's all I've got. Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for following. Thanks for liking, and continue to do so. I really appreciate it. We'll see everybody next week with another weekly haul, weekly review video. Have a great weekend.